Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine, and I have another What's on My Desk today. I have a few little things that I want to work on this morning, and I'm going to try my best to quiet down the homeschooling mom in me. And I'm mostly going to try my best to work on these things and stop. The homeschooling mom in me explained everything every step of the way because everything in life was a lesson. And I realized I don't have to do that. Most of you are all very accomplished junk journal makers, more so than I even. And so, yeah, I'm just going to get to work and chat while I'm doing it. And if you do have questions about why I'm doing something, you can ask it down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer it. So I want to do something with stave 1 here. I thought I was done, and I thought this was lost for a little while. This is the original ribbon bookmark from out of the little book that I'm working on. This guy here, 1897. So this little ribbon has seen better days, but I wanted to save it and incorporate it into the book. And I figured a sad little ribbon actually would work quite well into the first few staves of this junk journal, because the Cratchit's circumstances were quite sad. So what I think I'm going to do here is I think I'm going to try and weave it in and out of some of these holes that are along the edge of this check register paper. So I see here I'm going to need to make some new holes there. So I'm going to get my Crop-A-Dile, my good old Crop-A-Dile, and do my best. I better stand up so that I can see what I'm doing here. And do my best just to give myself a few more holes. I'm not going to use them all. Come on, out you go. Thank you. Maybe every other, because I want to be able to see a lot of that ribbon. Okay, let's do this one here. Oh, you're not. I find that with the Crop-A-Diles, the punched out paper likes to try and hang around. Let's do this one here, and that should give us enough. I go in, out, in, out, in, out. Okay. You are getting punched. Let's see. There, and then you. Oh, you're really gonna. There we go. Thank you. There, that gives me enough holes to put this sad little ribbon to good use, so nothing gets wasted. It's pretty. All right, so I'm just going to weave it in and out of these holes. I've used a, oh, all right, I didn't give myself enough room. I'm using a, this is actually the needle that came with that We Are Memory Keepers kit that I tried and did not enjoy. But the needle works, so I guess in a way I got a $12 needle. Oy. Okay, that's gonna look cute. I hope it's long enough to do the whole page. Let's cross our fingers. Yeah, it's miserable out there today. My husband and I were hoping to go north today. His mom and dad are buried in a little cemetery, I guess about 2 hours north of us. We have a funny, I love when paths sort of in a way cross in life. Our families, I'm quite sure at some point knew each other back in the 1800s because communities were very, very small and needed each other back then. Anyhow, so my father-in-law, my late father-in-law from my first marriage, lived up north on Balsam Lake. He had some land up there that everyone loved going up. It was affectionately called the farm, even though it was not a working farm anymore. But we called it the farm because for a while he and my mother-in-law did grow lots of vegetables. Boy, she was quite an accomplished gardener, and she could grow enough vegetables for the whole family. I would blanch them and freeze them, and they could last us right through the winter, and her own family, because she was still raising daughters when I got married. And anyhow, the land that they purchased, this 52 acres up on Balsam Lake, here in Ontario, Canada, turns out it was owned by my husband now, my second husband. It was owned by his family. His great-grandmother's side of the family were the Bells, and they were from that area, and they owned that land. Pardon me. I have a tickly throat. I might be coughing a bit through this, so I apologize now. Come on, you here. I want you to flip over. Anyhow, so my husband's family has quite a large plot in the cemetery up there because that's where they came. When they came over from Ireland, they settled up there, and they did very well for themselves and in life. And they, oh boy. All right, well, this is going to take a while. That's all right. Good things are worth it. Anyhow, so we quite often now, my father-in-law has passed away and the farm got sold, but we often will go up and we'll visit my husband's parents and grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents' graves, and then we'll often go over and see my father-in-law's old place, the house and all the land he had. Oh my goodness, I think it was 52 acres. A lot of happy memories up there. Oh, come on, don't fall out, don't fall out, don't fall out. Oh, good. Oh, come on, what am I doing here? I don't want you. There we go, don't fall out. Yeah, so, well, that's what we were hoping to do today, but it's absolutely and utterly miserable out there. So he's having a well-deserved movie day downstairs in his man cave. He had a very, very stressful week at work, and he needs to relax and veg out for a while. And that means I get to come up here in my little happy place, my lady cave. Oh, that's twisted. And so we're both content. The little dog's downstairs with him. She loves that because he gets a fire going in the fireplace. We have a fireplace in our family room downstairs. So he gets that going, and she's a sun worshiper. I swear she's half lizard. And she'll get herself in front of the fire and let's go in there. And then usually the two of them will fall asleep together. And usually takes him about 5 tries to watch a whole movie, and that's okay. It's the weekend. Okay, I'm going to pull up a little bit more. Come on. There we go. I'm sitting down while I work on this because it can hurt my back to stand too much when I'm doing little fussy things. Pardon me. So I hope this is in focus. Let's go in there. Come on, be good. Give me a little bit more room. Oh, wait. Maybe I want you in this one. And up. That big hole is going to be a nuisance, I can tell. Well, I need a bit more room, so I'm going to have to pull a bit more ribbon. That's all right. Buys me a bit more space. Oh, maybe this will work. Now if I come up through here, and then I'm going to have to do this part with tweezers. Come on. Where's my tomato? There. You're falling off, Thimble. There we go. All right, let's untwist this before we do anything else. Is that going to work? Part of me thinks I should have ironed this, but this ribbon, 1897, 2020. Oh man, I can't do the math. Once was a time I could. Okay, 2020, 1897, 3. Are y'all screaming at your screen right now? 11 from 9 is 123 years old. This ribbon is at least 123 years old, so I need to treat it with respect that it deserves as an old girl. Well, that looks pretty. Okay, this is what I was hoping it would look like. Now, here's where I need a little bit more patience. Yes. All right. And then up through here. Thank goodness for Tweezerman tweezers. They're more than just tidying up your eyebrows. Yes. Oh, okay. I'm happy. That looks so cute. Very happy with that. All right, I'm going to stand up and hope that this is still. That's beautiful. All right. So, and I like that there's a little tail down here and a little tail up there. I am going to put a little dot of Fabri-Tac and hold those ends in place. Just a tiny one though. This is what I do when I want to get some Fabri-Tac in a little tight spot and I don't want it to blurb out and be too much. So I use my one of my olive picks for my martinis. I donated it to the cause. Isn't that, seriously, that's like a weapon. But martinis are serious business. A good one is. Okay, let's do this little end. Here we go. Shouldn't be doing this over these pages. I should know better. There we go. All right, those are good. That makes me happy. A silly little thing like that, but I get a little thrill. I'd been looking for this ribbon for the most part of the week. And of course I did find it. It had fallen down in amongst my Christmas books. I have a stack of what I call cutters. And it had fallen in amongst those books. And I was tidying this morning because I was losing space here on my desk. And yay, it pays off to tidy sometimes. Because I found the little ribbon that used to be the bookmark. So stave 1, I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I am done with it. I think it is ready to go. I was thinking about dangling this little tag. This tag was on some butcher's twine that I found, of course, at my favorite little store. I put that stag on this side, and I left that side because back then it would have been imperial measurements, so they would have used yards. This side said meters on it because it's Canadian. But I'm going to use this little safety pin. A friend of mine had been cleaning out her home to sell, and she came across all kinds of beautiful old buttons and such that she saved for me because she knew I'd love it. And this little pin was in amongst them. It was a lot of it was from her great aunt, or either great aunt or great aunt. And look at that. I've never seen a safety pin with the spring like that. Usually it's full circle. So I thought that was unique. So that's going on this little tag. And I was thinking I wanted to put a hole in here and dangle it from there. But I'm not convinced yet. And it's best not to do it until you know for sure, because otherwise that little tag will end up with a hole punched in it. And then I'm stuck with having to go ahead with it. So I'm going to hold off. I'm going to try and be patient and leave that be, because I may want to put it in. I'm thinking also stave 4, which is what I'm going to work on next. I want stave 4 to mostly be a chapter on just the joy of Christmas and family together. So I have to start working through the fussy cuts that I've saved. Oh, there's we aged those together the other day. So that will be going on stave 4. And now I need to find, I put aside a whole bunch of fussy cut ephemera. Here we go. Now how many minutes are we at? We're at 20 minutes. You know what? I might stop here. But then restart and do a part 2. That way that I find a smaller video uploads faster. So maybe I'll do a few little videos rather than a great big long one. I was hoping to use this, and it's got wire in it. And usually I can pull wire out, like wired ribbon. I don't like the wires in it for junk journals. And you can just grab it and pull. But turns out this one, every single piece has a wire. So this is actually 3 wires in there. So I'm rather disappointed because I thought that was pretty. Oh, well, I'm wandering again. So I'm going to pause here, and I think I'm going to do part 2, and we're going to work on stave 4. And you can come along with me on this miserable rainy day, but I'm happy because I'm up here in my little studio and happy and content. All right, take care, and we'll see you soon.